What's going on, everyone? Designedcoma here. Welcome back. And the gameplay you're watching is me playing some team deathmatch in Black Ops 3. So, what's up for today's video? Well, I'm going to talk about something I've been watching on the History Channel for, I don't know, a few weeks now. It's in, to be honest with you, I'm having a good time watching it because it is funny. It's just funny. So, what the show is, it's called Christmas Through the Decades, okay? And for this video, I'm going to talk about the 60s. And I'm just going to touch on some of the things that I found to be really hilarious. You know, it's just made me laugh. It was funny, and I thought, hey, you know, maybe I'll talk about this in a video. You know, I'll provide a link in the description to the History Channel, and you should be able to find it on there if you want to watch the full episode, or if you have like on demand or something like that, you should be able to watch the episodes through on demand. But it's quite hilarious. So let's get into it. So some of the things that kind of caught my eye, or caught my attention, I should say, is cigarettes. All right, now I quit smoking over 10 years ago, but back in the 60s, smoking was popular. I mean, it was touted to be good for you. Of course, you know, it's not. But at the same time, you know, back then you could smoke everywhere and anywhere, the doctor's office, you know, the hospital. I mean, basically any place you could go, you could smoke. So, what does cigarettes have to do with Christmas? Well, back in the 60s, I guess carton cigarettes were a popular gift at one time. You know, when cigarettes were in their heyday, people were getting carton of cigarettes for Christmas gifts. And I mean, think about it this way, you know, you're all excited for what you're going to get for Christmas in the morning. You know, maybe you're looking for that new bowling ball or something, you know, or whatever in the 60s, you know, but you know, or maybe a new tool or something along those lines. But what do you get? A carton of Pall Malls or something, or you know, just a carton, some brand of cigarette you end up getting. You know, it just cracks me up that cigarettes were a popular Christmas gift. Twister, the game Twister, when it was, you know, getting ready to come out in the 60s, it almost didn't even make it. It almost didn't come out. It wasn't going to be put on the shelves. You know, stores were like, oh, we're not doing it, because a bunch of groups felt that the game was a little too sexist. You know, when they were watching the kids getting all twisted and everything with each other, they thought it was a little bit too sexy. So they were like, no, we're not selling this on our shelves. There's no way. But what happened was it ended up on a show, or it ended up on an airing of Johnny Carson, and him and Gabor were playing the game, and people thought it was so hilariously funny that everybody wanted Twister. Everybody had to have it. So, you know, the stores ended up putting on the shelves, and it was like the most popular game for that season, you know, for that year of Christmas. Something else that was kind of interesting was tinsel. Okay, back in the 60s, they made tinsel out of lead. And the reason it was made out of lead, of course, you know, everything was practically made out of lead back then, because it gave it a little bit more shine. So they were making it out of lead. But of course, due to health concerns and reasons, you know, they stopped using lead in '72. But, you know, to be honest with you, the only memory I have of tinsel is I hated cleaning it up with the vacuum. But the worst memory I have is when my cats would eat it. They would eat the tinsel, and then it would just be hanging out of their butt. Wherever they'd be walking around, it would just, you'd see this silver trail of tinsel hanging out of the cat's butt. You know, and of course, you know, you can't leave it there, so use your imagination there. So something else I always look forward to in the mail, and this was it was popular all the way up until they stopped, you know, doing it. So they stopped printing it, was the Sears Big Guy mail order catalog, and a third of this catalog was dedicated to kids' toys during the Christmas time. And I looked forward to this catalog when I was growing up myself. It was the catalog. It was like, okay, Christmas is almost here, the catalog's coming. And I would sit there and spend just hours going through that catalog, marking off every single toy that I wanted and putting like special marks next to the ones that I had to have, I couldn't live without. I looked forward to that every year. And they stopped printing it in '93, so the Sears catalog is no more. Some other really funny things is, let's see, Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper, I like to drink Dr. Pepper, but I never realized it was a really popular recipe for the holidays back in the 60s. And what they would do is they would heat up Dr. Pepper up to the point where it was steaming, and then they would pour it over a lemon slice and drink it. I've never tried it. I don't know if it's any good. I don't know if it tastes bad, but it was really popular back in the 60s. It was one of the most popular recipes that people looked forward to every Christmas. There is an adult version of it where you can, it's called the Boomer, and basically all you do is add rum to it, and you have your nice little, I guess you could call it hot toddy, but it's not a hot toddy. Some other interesting things is the Slinky. Now the Slinky was pretty popular back then. A really cool side note is the Slinky was accidentally made when a guy was trying to invent better bed springs or something, I think, for beds. I'll have to look into the history again on that, but I believe that is actually true. But soldiers used to use it for an antenna back in the days during the 60s and the Vietnam War. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give it a like, favorite, and subscribe. And I'll leave a link in the description to the history channel so you can go check out the full version of the show. And you'll probably find it on demand as well. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.
One shot, one kill. Won't even hear it coming.